Hello, hello. Welcome. I'm so excited. I have Hannah and Kristen here with me. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves and your channel and what you're reading?
My name is Kristen from Kristen Craves Books, and I'm reading the same thing I was reading the first day because it was my birthday, and then I had a wedding out of town. I haven't had time to read, but I have made a dent. I'm like over 200 pages into The City of Breath.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
I'm still loving it. Not the alley perspective yet, but the world's really cool. Yeah, still loving it. And I read a graphic novel in that time because I felt like I had to submit something. And it was Acorn Cove by Kay O'Neill. And it was like you could read that in less than 15 minutes, but it was adorable, and it's on KU, and it's a water setting, and the author is part of the LGBT community, so I recommend. It's excellent.
I love Kay O'Neill.
Yeah, I haven't read. They wrote the Tea Dragon Society, right?
Mm-hmm. And then she just put out The Moth Keeper in March, which was also really cute.
Really cute. Yeah, and I hadn't heard about this one. Somebody recommended it to me for water setting, and it was adorable.
Cute.
Yeah.
I just finished Fourth Wing. Like literally I think it was like less than an hour ago. I just finished it. So I am reading. Let's go through them. I might pick up a KU book too because I usually like to have a KU book going. But I'm reading Gentle Rogue, and I'm kind of like ended up kind of buddy reading this with Maggie. Because she picked it up and I was like, oh, that's on my desk right now. And this is a Joanna Lindsay historical romance about pirates. And then I'm still reading. Are you guys losing me?
A little bit.
We just lost you a little bit.
But you're good.
During these sprints, I'll reset my router. But I am reading Ship of Destiny too. And I'm also just kind of started, and I didn't mean to start reading, but I accidentally started reading Nine Swords because I was sent this by the author. And this one, I guess, has dragons and mermaids in it. So, pretty cool.
Cute. Let us know what you're reading in the chat. Also, let us know what teams you're repping. I'm going to be starting Fourth Wing, and I'm literally so excited. Last time I finished Sea of Ruin, and then I read the novella because I didn't know that there was a novella for that book called King of Libertines. So I meant to start this earlier today, but I think it'll be fun starting this on sprints.
Yeah, you have to give us your thoughts because there's so much to discuss. Because I read it in May. And then my favorite thing right now is to go through the buddy read on the Discord for the readathon and just read everybody's thoughts. It's my favorite thing. I just click on all the spoiler tags.
Has that channel on our Discord been relatively spoiler free? Because I want to get involved, but I'm I feel like people have been reading it, and so I didn't know if there were spoilers.
They're putting the page number and then putting a spoiler. So and you have to click on the thing for the spoiler to show, so you'll know when you get to the page. People have been really good about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Tammy. Oh my gosh. All the Stars and Teeth was
everywhere. Everybody's reading that. Everybody's reading that all of a sudden. It must be your influence.
It's really, really good.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she also wrote Belladonna. I didn't love Belladonna as much, but I feel like she did such a good job building the world for the all the Stars and Teeth world. Yay, Team Pirates, Sea of Darkness. Team Dragon, reading Promised in Fire. Daughter of the Siren Queen. I need to add that to my TBR because I read Daughter of the Pirate King literally in one day. Oh, you liked the first volume more. Okay, that's good to know. Captain of the Pirate King. Is there a buddy read for this one going on?
That one's fun. I don't think so.
Okay. I feel like a lot of people have been reading that one too.
Captive of the Pirate King is by Rebecca Kenny. Yeah, because April's reading it right now too.
Yeah. Yay! Hi, Mandy. Me and Mandy are starting fourth wing together on these sprints. Okay. Do you want to get into our first sprint? We'll do 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'll pop this up. Happy sprinting, everyone. Hello, hello. How do we do? Oh, Kristen, you're muted.
Talking to myself. I just say I read a few chapters. I feel like all the action's happening now.
That's always fun.
Yes, lots of reveals already, so I'm excited.
I've heard that the magic system in that book is really, really good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's lots of politics and religion and stuff too.
Mm. What about you, Hannah?
Really I read 40 pages of this. And it's actually really funny, which is cool. Like I was only 3 chapters in until I started reading it again tonight. So it's actually really funny, and I'm enjoying like the banter, which is cool. And yeah, I'm liking it. This is my first Joanna Lindsay, so
nice. We always love good banter.
How'd you do?
I read the first chapter, so I read 20 pages, and I'm obsessed with this so far.
I think this is what we're waiting for.
Yeah, I'm obsessed. We met, how do you say his name? Zayden?
Mm-hmm.
That's
how I said it in my head.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'm loving it. It feels like Hogwarts, but make it dragony. So yeah, it's been great.
I really liked it. I liked the vibes. Like I just felt like very like inspired to keep turning the pages when I read it. And like there was issues, especially there was like I think there was like a probably like 100-page portion towards the end, but not at the end, that I was just like, okay, I'm seeing some of the issues. But either way, like none of the issues outweighed the amount of enjoyment I was having.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Kristen, did you also give it 5 stars?
I gave it 3.5, but it's one of those things. It's like I talked about it in my wrap up, but I think I went into it the wrong idea, and you really have to like suspend your disbelief for it, and just like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's definitely issues with like the magic system.
Yeah,
and there's I think there might have been some like plot holes too, a little bit, but like I generally read on enjoyment, and because I enjoyed it so much, like I was like, should I give it a 4-star or a 5-star? 4-star or 5-star? And I was like, with the amount that I enjoyed it and the amount of pages I was able to physically read, like without even an audiobook in a day, I was like, I couldn't not give it 5 stars just because my enjoyment was so high.
Yeah. I think once I just like accepted this is what it is. It was so much fun. But the romance was the least interesting part to me.
Ooh, tea.
You like I love the romance.
I love the romance, but it's like I feel like that kind of romance is so you. And I like a different kind. You know what I mean? What I'm saying?
And it's very formulaic. I feel like it's a very classic fantasy romance formula.
Yeah.
But
it's that like it's like that. I'm in like a dire situation. I'm gonna die, but look how hot he is. Which should be annoying to me, but it didn't bug me as much. But every 2 seconds, she's like, "Oh, he's gonna kill me!" But look at him, he's so hot. I'm like,
yeah, you're like, focus on the task at hand.
Like you're about to be killed. Like this is serious, but okay.
Yeah.
And like, but yeah.
Yeah. So, was your favorite part more of the setting and the dragons and like
the dragons? I love.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of the side characters, like the friendships she makes and stuff. Like there's moments where I teared up.
Yeah.
But the found family, like the friendships and the dragons, both of those were big time highs for me. I liked the romance, but like, I mean, it's not like, I guess the romance isn't as high as like some other romances, but I don't know. I really like the romance. I basically enjoyed everything about this. I liked the setting. I liked that there's also like all different things like griffins. That's not griffins is not a spoiler, right? That shows up.
No.
Yeah. So I just like that. That was really
nice. Oh my gosh, I'm so
I already pre-ordered the second book, so I probably so
yeah, I will probably pre-order the second book. I like that it started off with such anticipation. Like I love that it's like this build up to like what's happening. I'm so excited.
It starts out and she's like about to go and it's like boom, like
you're just thrown
already like she could die any second.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like everyone has already read Fourth Wing, and it hasn't even been out for that long.
How long has it even been out?
Is it even a
I don't know
month?
when it was published.
I think it came out in May. But a lot of people have arcs of it too, so there was like a pre-hype for it.
Yeah. Hello, Team Dragon. How did everyone do for that last sprint? Ahoy, April. Also reading Captive of the Pirate King. I saw in our pirate chat that we were talking about spicy scenes in the crow's nest of a ship, and I was like, okay, I need to read some of that.
This is, I think, because that was on my recommendations for the readathon. I liked that one. I think I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't like perfect, but I thought it was a really fun pirate fantasy romance.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Team Jin. Find something that you're in the mood to read. I really loved the Stardust Thief. I gave that 5 stars, and I also really loved the An Ember in the Ashes series by Saba Tahir. That's one of like my favorite YA fantasy series of all time. That does also have Jin as well.
I have the Stardust Thief on my TBR.
Me too.
The audiobook is really, really good for that one as well.
Okay.
Oh.
It's so many of the Jin books are so long. This is my problem.
Yes, they are really long. That's true.
Well, there's a couple that are really good on KU that I'm excited to pick up.
Yeah.
That aren't.
So what you read the Dead Jin in Cairo, right?
Yeah, that's short too.
And then everybody's talking in the Jin chat about the first 10 pages of that, talking about like how well endowed a Jin is. Like that's how
yeah.
I'm like, I was not expecting that from P. Jelly Clark, but okay.
Yeah.
So good to know going into that one.
I feel like a lot of dragon books are really long though too. I have Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne on my list for this month, and that one's like pretty long and I'm kind of scared.
I started that one. I just I feel like that's the story for so many books for me. I started that, but I just was reading too many books at the time. So you see me sitting here, I'm like, oh, this is my stack of books that I'm reading.
Yeah. When you were going through all the books that you're reading, I was like, that would stress me out. I'm usually like a 1 physical book, 1 audiobook type of gal.
Yeah,
Kristen, do you like to read a bunch of books at a time?
I normally have I try to immersion read when I can. So normally my audiobook is the same as my physical if I'm reading something that's physical, and then I have an ebook, but I'm so slow with ebooks. Yeah. To get better, because I only read on my Kindle in bed and then I fall asleep.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Yeah. I love reading along with an audiobook. That's what I did for The Stardust Thief, and I felt that it was so immersive, and because the narrators were so good as well, I was living my best life.
That's what I just started doing with this one right now, because this is on Script, and they get the Scottish accent for like not the hero but like a friend character really good in the audiobook. So I'm actually really enjoying that, because I'm like, I can't read this. Like when that dude talks, I'm like, what are they saying?
Yeah. That's what I like, the accent in an audiobook. It's fun.
Yeah, when I was reading Sea of Ruin, it kept talking about one of the main love interests has a Welsh accent, and I was like, I can't imagine in my head what that sounds like.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for joining at 5 a.m.
Are you just getting up or
school?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Thank you so much for popping on.
Hi, Sarah.
Hello, go Team Jin. I'll be back after the kiddo has gone to bed. Perfect. Hi, Bailey. What are you reading? Hi, Kristen. Got 50% into Curse of the Reaper. Tried reading Jurassic Park, but did not feel it. So I want to finish Death Note Volume 3. I read, I think up to Volume 5 of Death Note. I was surprised that Death Note turned so, like, police detective-y. That wasn't what I was anticipating going into that series, but I have to continue with it. 42% through Captive of the Pirate King. Love this. Fable's one of my favorites. How are you liking it? I'm currently editing. We love some productivity sprints.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
I feel like everyone and their mother has read Fourth Wing at this point.
Order in line for it at the library. I've heard the library lines are long for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even throughout the cringe and the toxic of the romance. Well, I love a toxic romance, so
Right?
I like Violet. She never gives up. She figures out a way despite her limitations and keeps at it almost to an annoying amount. Okay, love that. We love a
And I was
determined
reading
queen.
too that I guess the author has the disability that Violet has, and also all 4 of the author's kids have it too. So it's like an own voices.
What's the disability? Is that spoilery to say?
I don't know that they ever put a label to it.
There's a name for it, and I just can't find it.
They just said, and this is like chapter 1, that like when her mother was pregnant with her, she had a fever and it left her kind of like weak.
Yeah, she has there's a name for it, but it affects their joints and it's Ehlers-Danlos. It's a connective tissue disorder.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but yeah, Ehlers-Danlos.
Thanks for looking that up.
Yeah.
Doing homework. After that, I'm reading The Ritual. Hannah, was it you who was telling me about The Ritual? Or maybe it was someone else, but I've heard that this is like a stunning miracle.
I just finished it and I was obsessed.
Yeah.
That's like my new favorite dark romance. The Ritual is, I mean, you have to be okay with like, I mean, it's a lot of CNC and Dubcon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I don't read any of these, so all the acronyms, I'm like, what's that?
I mean, it's pretty extreme, but it's also pretty awesome. And it's like school setting, secret society, and like it's really good.
Love. Yeah, I haven't read a dark romance in a while, and I didn't realize going into Sea of Ruin that it was a dark romance, and I was like, okay, right in the beginning, like a lot of crazy things happen, and I was like, whoa, this was not the vibe I thought this was going to be. And then I was looking for it once I realized, I'm like, oh,
you don't get that from the cover. You don't get that vibe.
I know. I thought it was going to be like
I thought you knew. I would have said something to you.
I mean, I'm not always like, I like going into books kind of blind and just figuring it out as I go. I'm not someone who needs to like know all of the things before I go into a book. So it was fun. Would we like to do another sprint, ladies?
Sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I like the ambiance.
Could you hear it? I wasn't sure if I had selected like for y'all to be able to hear the sound, but could y'all hear it okay?
Wait, you have to select that?
Yeah, when you share your screen, it says like, do you want to share audio?
I wonder if I did when I did mine.
I don't know. I don't remember. Okay. As long as y'all could hear it okay, that's perfect. So we'll do another 45. Happy reading, everyone. Hello, hello. How'd everyone do?
Good. I'm loving this even more now. I wish I'd annotated it. Now I have regrets.
Could you go back and annotate, or you just like want to completely annotate it?
I just want to completely annotate it, but I feel like when you annotate, it takes me so much longer, so it's not good for a readathon. But I'll reread it one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're liking it.
Yeah, I love it.
I read 60 pages in Gentle Rogue. I always want to say Gentleman Rogue. It's Gentle Rogue. But I always think Gentleman Rogue. But,
nice. You still liking it?
Yeah.
Is it really piratey?
Well, actually, he's an ex-pirate, so there's no but like he's been a pirate. I think it would still count for the readathon because he's been a pirate, and the ship I think used to be used for pirating. It's very, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a pirate series, so
that's what I mean. Like in this, there's a lake in this. Oh, there I go out of focus. But I'm like, I don't think it actually.
Well, technically, David Bad is on an island.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and the lake is like cursed and stuff. Look at me.
Yeah, if it's on an island, it counts as a water setting.
There you go. I didn't expect this to be a water setting, but there you go.
Mm-hmm. I forgot to mention that when I mentioned it on my recommendations. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that. That's good.
We love unexpected points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just stay blurry. That's okay.
I was reading. I read Seance Tea Party this past weekend, and on the first couple of pages, it had pirates because like the main character is like playing pretend, and I was like, ooh, little sneaky points.
Mm-hmm.
I read 1.5 more chapters. I'm reading this really slowly, I feel, but I'm really trying to like wrap my head around the world building and stuff. Not that it's like
there's a lot of
expensive. It's like it's nice because it's giving it to you like bit by bit, but I like to reference the map like whenever they talk about the different provinces and stuff like that. So I'm definitely reading it slowly, but I'm really liking it. At first I was like, ooh, who's this Dane? And then I was like, okay, we don't like Dane. He's kind of being gross.
Do you have the physical edition, like a physical? Okay. Yeah. I didn't look at the map a bunch because I was just reading the ebook.
Oh, that's what's hard for me about fantasies. If there is a map with an ebook, I would not like flip back and forth because it's so difficult. But I really like reading fantasies specifically physically because I'm a map girly. I like to have the map for reference.
What does the map look like? I don't think I really looked at it.
Oh
yeah,
it's pretty.
Cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So
I kind of want to go back and look at it. I'm still like on the fence about getting it because I just don't like the cover.
Like the dust jacket?
Yeah, I just don't like any of it. I just don't like any of it, and everyone likes it so much. I'm just like, I'm the odd man out. Like, I'm just like, I don't like it.
I just bought it for the edges, but you probably can't get that.
I don't even like the edges.
You don't like the dragon?
No.
What?
I think it just looks like cookie cutter Canva cutouts. Like, I don't know. I just don't like it.
I think it's nicer in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I haven't seen it in person.
I think the metallic is pretty nice, but yeah,
I
don't know.
It's
like the prettiest cover in the whole world, but
I think most people really like it.
I like the sprayed edges. I always think it's really fun when I don't know, just like a normal book decides to do something fancy and cute with their edges, because I feel like when I was subscribed to Fairy Loot, those were the only books that I knew that had sprayed edges, and I was like, this makes it so fun and special and pretty.
Yeah, and this way you don't have to pay more for it. It's just the standard edition.
Yeah.
I think that publisher is doing that with all of their books.
Yeah, I think it's fun because like I never knew that sprayed edges were really a thing when I was like just shopping at Barnes and Noble, and then I was like, where is everyone getting all these really pretty special editions? And I was like, oh, okay, I need to get a book subscription box because these are worth it.
April said I won't be able to get it anyway.
No, it's like
sold out everywhere, which is really crazy. Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of like Is the cover, when you look at pre-ordering it, is that just like a hold cover, or is that the actual cover?
I think that's a hold cover.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Pre-ordering the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat how you did, how you're liking your books. Welcome back, Mandy. How are you finding Fourth Wing? Keep getting my cat's attention with a samples off for the alarm. I don't know what that means. Hit 68%, 50%. Wrote about half my code, but now I get to read for the rest of the night. Love that for you, Bailey. Bailey's going back to school to be a coding queen.
That's awesome.
Finished Death Note. Oh my gosh, is this your first time reading The Cruel Prince, Robin? Oh my gosh, I love
Confession
that.
time. I've never read The Cruel Prince.
You've never read
Me
Folk of
neither.
the Air? Well, you said that you weren't a super big YA person.
Right.
Yeah. It's very
Yeah.
YA. It's one of the best enemies to lovers that I've read because I love like a knife to the throat type enemies to lovers. But if you don't love young adult, I don't know that you would be like obsessed with it.
If you like Knife to the Throat, you should read Bow Before the Elf Queen.
Yes, I do need to read that. But I loved the
And it's very YA, but it's really fun. I enjoyed it. I'll probably continue.
I love YA. Like, it depends on what I'm in the mood for, but I really do like a lot of YA series. 25% into Fable. How are you finding it? Fable was one of the books that got me back into reading in 2020, so it has a very special place in my heart. Oh, I've been meaning to read this book. Let us know how you like it.
There are so many books that I'm like, I want to do the buddy reads. I want to read. And I'm just like, I'm realizing I'm like, I'm not going to read all the, like, I think I had like 20, at least 20 books on my TBR. So but I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get to all of them, no matter how fast I read.
I know. I always get so excited about all of the buddy reads, and then I'm like, I need to be realistic, but I want to read all these books.
Like Amina was on my TBR. Tress was on my TBR.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up reading Ship of Destiny at the end of May, which carried over, but still worked for the readathon. But this wasn't on my TBR. And it's
she chunky.
And it's Robin Hobb writing. It's really slow paced.
Yeah, for me, Brandon Sanderson and Robin Hobb are two authors that have been very intimidating to me, but I'm going to be reading Tress this month, and it's going to be my first Brandon Sanderson. But you were talking a lot about Robin Hobb the other night and how much you like love her, and it's making me less scared to pick her up.
The thing is that it depends, because here's the thing. Robin Hobb is very slow-paced, character-driven, and Brandon Sanderson's books are much faster paced than Robin Hobb's. And he has really good characters, but I would say he's more plot and world building driven.
Yeah.
But then Stormlight is my favorite because I feel like he really bumps up the character development for Stormlight. And I also really love the characters in Warbreaker. Like that's not where I started with him. But I think that's a good place to start, is Warbreaker. You probably really like Warbreaker too, because it's got like a little bit of a romance too.
Yeah, I'm doing the 12 books from 12 friends challenge this year. I've read a couple of them so far, but on that list, someone recommended Warbreaker to me, and they said it was a really good starting point to get into the Cosmere. I just have yet to pick it up, but I do want to read that as well. But I'm fine with like a slower paced fantasy as long as, we love the characters. And so when you were talking about that with Robin Hobb, I'm like, that sounds like something I would like.
She like guts you. She really makes you feel like, I've never read characters that were as well-rounded and fleshed out as hers.
Yeah.
Internet just crashed all of a sudden.
Oh no.
I'm plugged into my router. I'm plugged into my router and everything. I should have taken the blurry camera as a sign that was coming.
It's not just me.
Yeah, we
No.
have trust routers, I guess.
It just gave up on me.
I'm happy that we can see you again though, because you were very blurry. It was like
Yeah, I was
drunk
I'm
levels.
just like talking. That should have been a sign.
I've started to put down so many things so far this month. Today I started Trust with the Emerald Sea. How are you liking it? I feel like that's the worst mood when you're like, I feel like I've read so much, but I haven't read anything because you keep picking up books and putting them down.
I went through that in May.
Yeah. They're sold out everywhere now. I had to buy it overpriced because I needed the edges. I was looking on Pango last night just for like I think I was looking actually for Daughter of the Siren Queen because I was like, oh, let me just buy like a cheap whatever on Pango because it's been out for a while. Someone was selling Fourth Wing for like $98, and I was like,
fuck that.
Just because you can
like
doesn't mean that you should.
I've seen it like online for $200. I'm like, oh my god.
That's just ridiculous. Like, honestly. 72% into Daughter of Siren Queen. I think I will start then the graphic novel that you mentioned. Oh yeah, Sans Tea Party is so cute. It's really so cute. I hope that you start it and I hope that you like it. Got my copy from Amazon. Oh, I meant every time the alarm goes off, my cat looked up. That's funny. Sorry for scaring your cat. Yay, I'm so happy, Mandy. Oh my gosh, I loved Magnolia Park so much.
I haven't read it.
It's definitely a polarizing read. Like, people either love it or they hate it. I read it with two other friends and both of them were hating it because they found Magnolia Parks really annoying, but I just loved it because it's like a Chuck and Blair type romance.
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And I liked Gossip Girl when I watched it when I was younger, but because I don't read much contemporary romance, I don't know.
I was a Chuck and Blair hater, so it's not going to work for me. I was always an unpopular opinion. I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah, with me and fictional relationships, I'm like, the more toxic, the better. I love it. But yeah, I wasn't a huge I'm still not a huge like contemporary romance girly, but I read the Twisted series by Anna Huang and I really loved that one. And that's also like some of the characters in there are kind of rich, and so then I gave Magnolia Parks a try and just ate up every word. Yeah, The Cruel Prince it's very political, and I also really loved Elfheim. I think it's a really fun world. Didn't really like The Cruel Prince because it was sold to me as a romance when it isn't, so I don't think I got the full enjoyment out of it. Yeah, it's definitely a romance subplot. It's very political.
Oh. I thought it was a fantasy romance.
Me too, because everybody talks about the romance so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a subplot because, yeah, it's just very political. The main girly pop, Jude, is a very, like, strong, war-oriented kind of, like, character, and she's super fun. But, yeah, towards the end, it gets more involved in the romance, but the romance is stunning, which I think is why so many people are like, this romance. Oh my gosh, I love that for you, April.
Yeah,
I'm on my. Well, I've finished 4 books. I don't know what I'm on. I mean, I'm at least on book 5, if not more. I read too many books at the same time.
Yeah, but then when you like finish books, I'm sure that you're finishing them just like one after the other, and that's a really great feeling.
Yeah, it just depends, and I do soft DNF a lot, and then repick things up a lot.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that I soft DNF Jade City, and I'm hoping that I can like get back into it after a little while.
You have to be in the mood for that one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DNF City of Brass, so I don't have any issue with being
I knew this secret.
Oh my goodness.
I DNF'd Amina, so.
Oh, did you really? Just you weren't into it?
It just wasn't, the tone is so different than what I thought it would be. I have to go back to it, like knowing what it is. It's kind of
The
funnier.
tone was like more light, right? More like a storytelling tone.
Yeah, and she kind of has like a weird sense of humor.
Mm.
So you have to like get along with her sense of humor, or you don't. And it's like a bringing the gang back together, more request story, which isn't really my thing normally. But it's a good book for the readathon because it has so many points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that kind of shit though.
Yeah, a lot of people love it. It was just like, it's the complete
A
opposite
lot of
of
people
it.
didn't. It seems to be polarizing, more polarizing than David Bad.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh my gosh.
Oh my!
You are crazy.
It's like buying a special edition.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of the ones, hey Maggie, that people start like really want the first edition of.
Yeah, I think so. I'm enjoying Trass. It's my first Brandy Sandy. It's a little simple, interesting. 16 pages into Amina and about 10% into Fable and 25% into First Bright Thing. You sound like a reader like Hannah. Yes, Not So Meet Cute. That's on my 12 books from 12 Friends challenge as well, and it's a contemporary romance, and she recommended it to me and I was like, I don't know about this one. Because I'm definitely not a rom-com girly. Like, I can do dark romances if they're contemporary romances, but rom-coms are just, I don't mesh well with them.
The only rom-coms I've really enjoyed were like really smutty ones, like Tessa Bailey's It Happened One Summer, that series, that duology. And then there was a Christmas romance that I read. It was everywhere. It had that pink cover, and it was like Sierra Simone and the other author. I can't remember what it was called.
Julie Murphy, what's it called? I DNF that one, and I'm trying to get that to come to me, but I can't think of it.
A Merry Little Meet Cute.
A Merry Little Meet Cute, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one that someone else just said? Did someone else just say that one?
No, a Not So Meet Cute has like a blue cover with a guy on the front.
Okay. It was A Merry Little Meet Cute, and I liked it because it was like, it was super smutty and just fun and like just like low drama, and it was like Hallmark movie setting but porn stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, that's the only time. Like, I don't like contemporary rom-coms that also take on like serious issues or might make you cry or anything. I'm like, no, it's just,
I'm like the exact opposite.
I'll read it if it has really good smut.
I'm like, I'll skim the smut scenes. I want the
opposite.
opposite.
Yeah, the only times I can do rom-coms or like I'm in the mood for them is Christmas. Like, if I'm gonna read a rom-com, it's gonna be like a holiday rom-com. Yeah, this is the one that Bailey had recommended.
That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, Megan Quinn. Mm-hmm.
All her, she's got a lot of stuff that's on KU with the narration too.
Yeah, she's all the sports romances.
I think so. Sirens count as mermaids.
Oh
yeah, for the readathon.
I mean, it's very tongue-in-cheek. You definitely have to gel with the humor to like it. Yeah, that makes sense. Cute. They're saying the second edition of Fourth Wing won't have sprayed edges. That's kind of disappointing.
It is.
Like, if they went so hard for the first one, I like them to be, coordinating,
It just makes the first edition more special, and people are going to want to get copies of the old used copies of the first edition of it and stuff.
I'm guessing they didn't expect the book to be as popular as it is. How could you predict that?
Yeah.
Are they still putting out first editions or no?
I think it's done. Just like the first printing, and that was it.
That makes sense. And that makes sense why everywhere's sold out right now, because they're probably just trying to print more copies at this point.
That is such a good marketing ploy.
It is. If you look at that publisher, they have books coming out in the future and they all have sprayed edges. And I think they're all fantasy romance.
They're all fantasy romance?
I think they're all fantasy romance from what they don't have a huge, let me look it up. I only know because when you go to Amazon, they have you can also read this and it's all the same publisher.
They clearly have a very good marketing team.
Yeah.
This.
Pieticus?
Oh, yeah.
Bloodguard.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I saw that recently and put it on my TBR. They have a
Yeah.
good marketing team.
They do.
for
It's
sure.
smart.
Jean, it is not too late to join the readathon if you would like to.
Mhm.
It goes
You
all
just gotta
month.
sign up, and you can even backlog your books.
So yeah, definitely join us if you'd like. 55% into Fourth Wing, 350 pages into A Day of Fallen Night, and just started listening to Crown of Midnight again
Wow.
today.
All Hannah's people here.
Yeah, that is so stunning, though. How are you finding A Day of Fallen Night? I loved Priory of the Orange Tree. I gave it 5 stars. I was just waiting for the paperback edition of A Day of Fallen Night to come out, because if I'm going to read it, and I'm going to read it physically, it is not going to be a hardcover.
Yeah.
Because that thing is
like 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to get an arm workout.
I pre-ordered Priory and I still haven't read it.
Oh my gosh, it's so
I have
good.
the signed poster and everything.
It's long, but it's so worth it. Like, I love that book with my entire heart and soul. Oh my gosh, love that. Note to books that will make me cry.
I want to cry.
I like emotional books sometimes, you know? But not a lot of books really.
What was the name of that book that you were just holding up, Kristen?
Bloodguard, I think. CC somebody?
I can't find Piakis on Instagram, so.
Hannah, we have some recommendations for you. If you liked The Ritual, Bailey recommends Lord of Pain.
Ooh, I've seen that on Goodreads. Is that good? Okay, is that Why Choose? Sorry, like a lot of questions. Is it good, and is it Why Choose?
Yeah, that's always your question. Is it Why Choose? The first
because the cover looks Why Choose.
You just love Why
Choose.
Choose.
It does. Well, that too, but the cover looks Why Choose.
I feel like you and Bailey would be besties, Hannah, because Bailey reads so many books each month, but she's a huge romance reader and she loves any kind of romance, but especially like dark romance.
Ooh, does she have a handle?
Yeah.
I'm looking her up. So yeah, I don't even read dark romance, but I love hearing about it. For some
I mean,
reason.
she reads a lot of different romance, like all genres of romance, I think are Bailey's expertise, but she has so many good recommendations.
Just subscribe.
We'll have to subscribe. And everyone else here subscribe too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do novellas count or just full books? Novellas count. Loving A Day of Fallen Night. It took me a little bit to get into all the. It took me a little bit to get all the characters figured out, but I'm obsessed. Samantha Shannon has typically really big casts of characters, but with so many pages, you get to know all of them really well and like absolutely fall in love with all of them and the roles that they play in the story. They are just, I just love her writing so much.
Oh, so it's Entangled Publishing, Red Tower Books. I'm sorry, but this cover is so much prettier than the Fourth Wing cover.
Yeah, that is a pretty cover.
Because at least has a pop of a color. Like if you're gonna have like, to me, if you're gonna have like a metallic, you also have to have another color. That's just me.
I didn't read the synopsis or anything. I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, it's great.
I didn't even read the synopsis. I'm like, oh, add to my TBR. And they have quite a few coming.
I'm not a huge straight edge person.
It is Why Choose 3 Men, 1 Woman, and I enjoyed them.
Okay, like, are you saying like the kinks and stuff are like the same as the Ritual, or like, is there like just I need the tea? Like, message me.
Hannah's excited.
She just gave you the tropes there.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay, listen, the sound of feeling is not necessarily my thing. It just technically does happen in the Ritual.
I don't even know what that is,
like,
but I don't think I want to.
You don't want to know.
You probably can't say in video.
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
Get this video flagged.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Do we want to get into our last sprint?
Yes.
We probably should.
Okay. Do we want to do 45 minutes? Is that, or do we want to do shorter?
I can do 45.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll stick with 45. Alrighty. Happy reading, everyone. Hello, hello. How is everyone's last sprint?
Good. Nothing more to report for me. Look at
I can already tell that I'm going to want to absolutely devour this book.
Yeah.
So
How far are you now?
50, page 54, chapter 5.
There's going to be a point where you're just going to fly through it.
Yeah. I mean, this last sprint, I definitely wasn't as focused on reading. I was like,
Yeah,
scrolling
that's what happens. You get burnt out by the end, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to read more of it tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow too. Hannah, how'd you do?
Yeah, I definitely did some Instagram scrolling.
I saw.
I read 20 pages in the Joanna Lindsay, and then I read, I don't know, like 14 pages in this one to finish out chapter 1. So I've read the prologue on the first chapter, which I wasn't even supposed to. But like when I received it, I opened the page and read the first page, and I was like, turning page. So
Your sweatshirt looks super comfy, by the way.
It does. I was thinking the same thing. The merch.
It's very
Let us know in the chat how you did. That was going to be our last sprint for today. I don't know if there's any other sprints that are going on later this week, but we will definitely let you all know.
I think there's some on. I think I'm hosting on Friday night, but I don't know until Friday night if there's any.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll let you guys know with the next sprints that are coming up. 6% of the ritual, but I wasn't focused on reading the whole time. Yeah, I feel like this last sprint we were all like we need a little break.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
thanks.
All right, it's dinner time for me. Hannah's yawning, so it might be bedtime for her.
Me too. Bedtime for me too.
Bedtime for
I
Kristen.
feel like I'm yawning all of a sudden.
I know. 10 o'clock hits and I'm like, okay, I need to be in bed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for
Thank you.
joining. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you very soon. Bye, guys. Have a good night.